Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel right here today, guys, on match day. And I've got to say, I have enjoyed, spending some time with you on the match day itself, a little bit closer to the game. Things are starting to ramp up a bit here, and we're going to be talking about what we can expect tonight. It's going to be a tricky game, in my opinion. It's not going to be, straightforward for Barca. It's a tough place to go, and we're going to be talking about the team that we could see, and also some very, very important stuff regarding the current league phase table. It is all on the way, along with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's exit from the club. So come on, guys, and let's do this. Because as Barca do indeed travel to Prague for tonight's game, what they can expect are very, very cold temperatures when they do take to the field tonight. It is going to be something that Barca are not tremendously used to. The home team, of course, will be used to these conditions, playing on this pitch, for example.
You're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
But you always.
Okay. To what extent are you concerned about the cold temperatures during the game and the influence it can have on the performance of the team? Or do you think you have to prepare it differently because of the cold? Or maybe we are overreacting because we are from the Mediterranean?
I think the good thing is that they have to run because then it's warmer, maybe.
And it is going to be, an awkward kind of game. I think the first goal, as always in these situations, it's important to get it, and it's important to get it as early as you possibly can in the game there. Don't give Slavia Prague that opportunity to get comfortable in the game, to give their fans, something to get behind, because obviously the atmosphere is going to be absolutely fantastic tonight. You can also guarantee that for sure. Now, in terms of our opposition, domestically, they're very, very strong, as you would expect there. They are at the top of their league quite comfortably, 7 points clear at the top. But certainly there, if you're looking at Slavia Prague's Champions League results this season, it hasn't been that great for them. They did lose 3-0 to Tottenham, which in itself is quite embarrassing, especially looking last night at Dortmund. The fact that they lost to Tottenham, that is not good at all. Athletic Club even managed the draw against Slavia Prague. Arsenal won here very, very comfortably, and they also lost pretty badly away at Inter. So they are still looking for their first Champions League win, but that doesn't mean that it is going to be easy. It's important here we don't underestimate anyone.
So it's we play against Slavia as a team also who defend really good. They press very high. So this is what we expect tomorrow. They have the last match they have on mid of December. So they have a long time to prepare this match. So this is what we have to see. And at the end, it's like that. We want to win both matches to reach the 16 points.
Because if we do move on to talk about those Champions League standings right now, and that's why it's also important here that we're talking on match day, because now we've been able to sort of understand what went on last night in the Champions League. We had the likes of Manchester City losing, also Paris Saint-Germain losing, and that was quite significant because it came against Sporting. And I think what you'll see right here in the table, Barca are way down in 15th right now, but we are only 3 points away from that top 8. Now, make no mistake, that is where we want to be because it makes it so much easier in terms of your schedule. Ultimately here, we are going all out for that automatic qualification to the round of 16 stage. That, of course, is the priority, but we also desperately want to avoid, as does everybody, 2 extra games, which would come in the playoff round if you finish outside of that top 8. So right now, Barca, they are 3 points back. A lot of other teams are gunning as well for those top 8 places there. You're looking at the teams above us. Atletico Madrid, they will also play tonight. Liverpool are there as well. Newcastle, Chelsea, Marseille, they're all in and around us. And you do feel as though by the end of this year, as we're moving towards the end now of the league phase, it may well come down to goal difference. It might get that close here. So certainly, if Barca are able to get some goals, if they are able to win some games comfortably, that would be absolutely massive. And of course, we don't want to look behind us, but we are also only 3 points away from being outside of the qualification places in general. But yeah, we're not going to look back. We're not going to think about that. We are looking forward. We are eyeing up the top 8. And of course, in order to achieve that, we have to win here. Now, in terms of preparation for this game, Barca do have a number of absences actually in their team right now. João Cancelo, who of course came on and I thought had a significant impact offensively at the weekend. You know, certainly in that kind of game when we needed a goal, when we needed something different, Cancelo can certainly provide that, but we also saw the defensive side too. You know, it wasn't certainly very solid when he came on in the areas that he was in defensively, but going forward, he really does give you a different angle. He was creating chances, he was looking like a real outlet there offensively, but anyway, he can't play tonight. He is not registered for the Champions League, so there will be no João Cancelo against Slavia Prague in any capacity. There will also be no Ferran Torres. Barca have confirmed there that he's going to be out injured for around 10 days of action, so he's going to be ruled out of this game and indeed the game at the weekend as well, so we're going to have to do something a little bit different there in the number 9 area. But of course the most significant absence, it comes in the shape of Lamine Yamal, who is going to be suspended for this game because of an accumulation of yellow cards there. So no Lamine Yamal. Now of course we don't want to lose him, you know, we always want to have him in the team. It's a massive loss not to have him, but there is a small part of me that thinks this is the only way that he's going to get any rest. You know, genuinely here, being suspended or being injured, I'm glad it's not that one, that's the only way he's going to spend some time out of the team there. So he can have a night off very well earned, but we will need to replace him.
Para jugar, Rafinha, it's okay for tomorrow?
I think so, I hope so. So yesterday he trained, and I think today it's the next step.
Which is very interesting, guys, because I think we will certainly be welcoming back Rafinha in this game. Of course, he had that knock against Racing Santander that sort of carried into the game against Real Sociedad, and that was certainly part of why it was a bit of a lacklustre display from Barca. That was why we ended up dropping points, probably, because we weren't able to call upon somebody as influential as Rafinha. But he will be back in this game. Then it's really a decision to make. Is it going to be Fermin? Is it going to be Dani Olmo? It could be both of them. You know, Flick may elect to start both of those players in the attacking areas with the absence there of Lamine Yamal. But I tell you what, guys, what I would really like to see in this game is Rooney. You know, I want to see more of him every single time that we see him, and it's not all that often, you know, when we don't get to see him the large amounts of time, certainly there from starts. But this is a great opportunity, you know, away in the Champions League, give him a chance now that Yamal is indeed suspended, give Rooney an opportunity to show us again what he can do. He's chipped in with goals, he's chipped in with assists. I would definitely like to see more of him in this game. And then I would look at the number 9 area, and of course you want to include Rashford somewhere. You know, every time that he plays as well, he's able to have an impact too. Came on against Real Sociedad, showed that presence that he has in the box, scored a really good header. Could he play as the number 9? Of course, it may well be Lewandowski. That's a great option that you have, and Flick will probably go down that route. But I would just like to see Rooney in this game, Rafinha coming back, Fermin or Olmo, and then either Rashford or Lewandowski leading the line. That should be enough there to score against Slavia Prague. You'd like to win this game comfortably. You'd like to do it as easily as you possibly could, because then, of course, we have a massive game on the weekend back in La Liga. So indeed, guys, my score prediction ahead of this game is going to be Barcelona 2, Slavia Prague 0. I think it is going to be a little bit tricky at times, you know, without Yamal as well. That's an added complication. I think it might take us a little bit of time to get that opening goal, but when we do, hopefully we can turn this into a comfortable win, and it's very important that we do, and let's hope for another special Champions League night. But of course, guys, we do also need to talk about the confirmed news that we now have that Marc-Andre Ter Stegen has indeed left Barcelona.
Today, Ter Stegen say go to Girona.
We confirmed it? We confirmed it already? No.
Yeah, you can. No, well.
Balde confirmed it, okay? Balde. Okay, Balde. No, this morning, Mark said that he's going to Girona
until the end of the current season. Now, I've already stated my thoughts on this move. I think it's ridiculous. I still do. You know, great for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen that he gets to go and play, and that he may well get to play at the World Cup for Germany. It's all good for him. You know, I understand why he's done it. He wasn't playing here. We've given him a great opportunity to go elsewhere. But the bit that I just don't understand is, what are we getting out of this deal? Because now we do indeed hear that Girona will pay 500,000 worth of Ter Stegen's salary, and that's it. in terms of the million upon million upon million he'll make until the end of the season, Girona will pay 500,000. And there's no loan fee. There's nothing like that here. So there's no financial benefit, hardly at all here when it comes to Barca. All that we appear to have done is done Ter Stegen a favour. That is literally all that is happening right here. And you know what? He can't even play against us. You might have thought, well, that might be one benefit, if we could play against Ter Stegen. But no, we can't even play. We put the fear clause in. What are we scared of here? Who is fearing him? I just don't know. But yeah, all the best to him at Girona. I'm sure he'll do perfectly fine. I'm sure he will play at the World Cup. But then, like I say, he's going to come back. And I guarantee he just stays here. I guarantee then he says, well, I played at the World Cup. I've done what I wanted to do. I'll stay until 2028. I will earn many, many millions. And you, Barcelona, you are going to pay it. That's great. So those there, guys, are some matchday thoughts from me. Please do leave your thoughts in the comments down below on everything we can expect today. What are your score predictions for Barca tonight in the Champions League? I will not see you immediately after the game tonight, but all of the reaction will be coming on Thursday. Do not worry about that. I really appreciate all of your support, and I will see you soon. But until next time, as always, Vejka, El Barca.